Poor confused camera. Like the poor confused seekers, you know. Like I said, you know, it's not that they're trying to deceive anyone or anything. They're just sincerely in ignorance, and they don't know that they're in ignorance. Like I had one guy on YouTube, he's gonna love this if he sees it, that was talking about the one where I had commented after the Indian had said, well, you need to go to the forest and do this, and he was saying, well, yeah, maybe if you're in the forest, then you're not attached to the goings on of society. And I said, that's not non-attachment, that's running away. You know, if you can't do it here in the midst of society and you need to run to a forest to do it, when you come back here, what's going to happen? You're going to be in the same confusion again. So you need to get it where you live. If you're out of confusion here, you're really out of confusion. If you're only out of confusion when you're in the forest, then what good is it? So he was saying, well, maybe you're just talking about worldly peace. How do you figure that? Liberation is when you can do it in the midst of society wherever you're at. You're talking about worldly peace. The Indian, about being in the forest. You know, I need to be a quiet place and away from everything in order to get it. No. Absolutely not. So I think that, you know, a lot of seekers, like I said, was saying, the ones that read the non-dual books get an intellectual notion about it, and they confuse an intellectual notion with knowing. Well, there's nothing to get, there's nowhere to go, I'm already that. And they're still in suffering. Yet they're parroting this stuff. And it gives the ego an out to not have to do anything. That's the great paradox. There's nowhere to go because you're already there. But as long as there's an ego, there's that separation that doesn't know. Okay? That's in ignorance. So yes, there is still something to do. But you wind up going nowhere. Does that sound messed up or what? You go nowhere, but you're not going to get there unless you do something. And then you have to do it in such a way that eventually you have to surrender. It puts into motion all of the nonsense to come up in the face, to be seen, to be surrender to that death experience when it comes, where everything's blown out. Yeah, people in the world think, oh, I'm going to gather more and more knowledge, get more and more. Everything you thought you knew, in realization blows out. You have nothing. That's what it means when it says going into that unknown that is beyond knowledge. It's beyond knowledge. So the ones that think in this intellectual, I've read this text and I've read that text and you need to read this text and you need to read that text, then I tell them you're in intellectual confusion. You're still in knowledge. There's something beyond knowledge. And when you go to that which is beyond that knowledge, everything you gathered and collected is blown out. Because it only had to do with the world of duality. Knowledge is great for the world of duality. Okay? Has nothing to do with non-duality. What is prior to birth and after birth, what has always been, that which allows the world of duality to take place, but is not confused or hindered by it. Okay? So people come in with all sorts and manners of ideas because they've read this text and read that text. But keep in mind, most of the texts are written from points of duality, for duality. Especially a lot of the ones that are Shakti paths, they're all wrapped up in Shakti, which is motion, which is duality. And yes, you can have oneness, but there's something beyond that, prior to that. Something beyond oneness that is never subdivided in any manner. Okay, that's what the path is about. And the difference between that and a typical just Shakti path, which is about oneness. He's zoned out over there. Oh, okay, you caught me. Got the earthquake going. The thing is going like this, swinging everywhere. So yeah, any other topics? I think we covered a lot of topics already this morning. Satsang just happens. Nothing ever gets planned. You never know which direction it's going to go. You know? Yeah.
Good t-shirt.
Yeah, you like that? My As you can see, I came in guru mode today. And my sweats and just, you know. It's okay. Such is life. So, namaste. Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone out there. And hopefully more people will take the path to realization. And if you don't want to go to realization, it's fine. Go to oneness. Oneness is so much more attractive to ego. Because then you can develop cities and powers and, you know, can go roaming around the astral planes and, you know, can gather even more drama and bigger drama and better drama and, you know, yeah, you can be that special hand of God. So this path scares the crap out of people. So all of that goes, it blows out. Yeah. No more hand left. Not the hand of God, you're not the hand of anything. You're the big zero. Big no thing. And it's fine and it's great and you would never trade it to go back to oneness, ever. Namaste.